Thank you so much for listening. If you're new to meditation, experienced with meditation, or looking for a new one to add to your collection, go to createaholics.us to download my free custom meditation, A Glowing Heart. It'll guide you on a journey with handcrafted music to bring light and energy to our most valuable asset, our heart. Peace and love. Hey, Createaholics. Welcome to Mindful Musings. I wanted a place where I could share inspiration from books that I've read, podcasts that I've listened to, or just conversations that I've had with friends that were inspiring, thought-provoking, or brought up something that was really valuable and I thought would be really beneficial to share. I'm a scientific journal nut and I love reading them and I love understanding the nuggets in them that can be put to everyday use. So I wanted a place where I can do all of those things, allow them to be out there so that maybe they resonate with you and maybe they cause you to have some mindful musings of your own. So without further ado, please enjoy today's mindful musing. We talk a lot in the Createaholics community about mindfulness, meditation, manifestation, all that kind of stuff. I kind of want to step back a minute and maybe go micro and think about creativity in general, because that's kind of what we all are. We're just creating. Whatever space that is, we're creating. And it's beautiful. And we're just trying to find ways to access that creative energy without roadblocks, without things that come into our life and kind of distract us from that. Because the more we're creating, the more we're making this world a better place, because we're expressing who we are and we're expressing our experiences. And the more that you can do that, we're all benefiting from that. The one thing that I remembered early on, and this is kind of a rule that I've always lived by, and it's really served me well, probably because I lived in fear for so long because I've been in the music industry. So I'm like, oh my gosh, if the phone doesn't ring for me to go play this gig, then I'm going to have to do web design and then teach myself that. And then if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to learn how to build a studio and be like, I always was looking at the next thing because I was so fearful of losing the thing that I already had. And the gift that came out of that was a thing like to call build your toolbox. What is that? Well, every day we're not going to wake up and have the most inspirational, creative thing that comes out of our being. So what happens sometimes, whether you're a writer, whether you're a composer, whether you're a songwriter, whether you're a painter, we're only able to create with the tools that we have. What are tools? Tools can physically be a brush. Tools can physically be like piano. Also, if you want to be a better piano player, or if you want to be a better songwriter, maybe you could practice piano that day, like technique. Maybe if you want to be a better songwriter, instead of writing a song and you hit a roadblock, maybe go grab a book to get inspiration from. So it's instead of being creative, don't get down on yourself and get frustrated if there's writer's block or whatever. Go, okay, cool. Well, what tool can I use? What tool can I bring into my toolkit that can help me the next time I'm inspired? So I remember, just out of personal experience, when I was learning how to run a studio, I opened up the thing that controls it. It's called a DAW. I use a DAW called Logic. And I would sit there and not have any inspiration. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, what can I do today that's going to benefit me? And one of the things that I could do was open up what we call plugins. A plugin is something that modifies the sound in a way that is more pleasing or whatever. It can be so many different things. So I go, okay, cool. Well, how can I learn what EQ is? EQ is where you have different frequencies. And when you listen to a mix, all the frequencies are combined. And when you use EQ, you carve out different areas in the frequencies so they're not competing against each other. But well, how can I learn what EQ is? So the next time I'm inspired and I'm mixing something, I can have that tool in my toolbox. So whatever it is that you do that's creative, what I would encourage you to do if you're having a day where you're struggling and you're sitting there and you're just getting nothing, I would figure out a way to build that toolbox. Just, if you're, again, with meditations, as I got my teaching certificate, there were certain days where I just didn't have the energy to write a creative script. So what I would do is I would read a scientific paper about meditation so that I could understand better how to make these scripts a little bit more in line scientifically with getting results for people when they would sit down and listen to them. So whatever your genre is creatively, build your toolkit and don't get so down on yourself when it's not a creative day, because that's a gift. Now you got a day where you can put something else in your arsenal so that when that creative day hits, you have it and you can access it. So until next time, peace and love.